Man, I don't even know how to begin to explain this other than saying Boruto Next Generations is a show that exists. Now, I honestly went in here expecting some of the spark that I felt during the era when I read this about 2 years ago. When I got like chapter 40, I saw new villains, I saw Boruto develop into his own, I actually saw a couple power scaling. But the problem with me reading it back then was I didn't brush up on any of my Naruto Shippuden knowledge, or hell, even any knowledge referencing towards the main villain of the said 10 chapters I'm reading, Momishiki, being a part of the Kaguya Akutsuki clan, right? So, because of my lack of context there, therefore I wasn't able to fully grasp what it meant when Boruto redacted, I can't explicitly say what happened here because it's like X amount of hours into the video. I'll show you how much time that is right now. Actually, you click the video, you know how much time it is, whatever. Yeah, so without all that context, now I have it. It makes this manga and show in particular a lot worse, I would argue. And it kind of sucks for that. I like his design. I genuinely like Boruto's design. I do. Let me get the positives out the way because you're never gonna hear him again. I do like the fact that they are trying to pay homage to other shows, trying to pay homage to Naruto and Shippuden themselves at the same time, and they're trying to constantly remind us that hey, Naruto Uzumaki is still that guy. That's fantastic. But the problem is, well, there's a lot of problems, and I go into depth with that. So, were they right about Boruto? Yes, they were. And man, I'm gonna be honest. I have never not recommended a story so much in my life, but this one would fit the bill, right? I would recommend watching OG Naruto or hell, even OG Shippuden by themselves, because without context, you can watch either show. I would say Shippuden's a little bit hard to grasp at first if you don't watch Naruto, but you get the hang of it over time. And Boruto, you really would have to watch Shippuden to even get to here, which kind of sucks. It's on its own universe, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense as a sequel to Shippuden, obviously. And yeah, without further ado, I'm going to pass it off to the version of myself that got beat up the past 3 days trying to read this. I've cried, I've sweat, I've bled tears, I've done all the above actions, and I must say, I don't. Well, I have nothing else to say. Here it is. Boruto, Boruto, Boruto. Well. Here we are. How many pages is this? Hold on, let me check. 60 pages. All right, let's read Boruto. The seventh. Does this mean his dad Naruto died? Because Naruto's seventh Hokage. Or are they insinuating because the Hokage's faces are destroyed that he's sending to the seventh Hokage face that he destroyed? What does this mean? Also, the problem with this, right, is that we all, I like I'm already criticizing this the first page. We already saw from Shippuden to here the massive fight between Naruto and Sasuke. Susanoo versus basically the equivalent of that in Nine Tails Avatar stand, whatever it was. We saw them fight. We saw them rip their arms off. We saw them like have a love trail. We saw them all out. You can't beat that peak fiction because it built up over like 800 episodes to that point. That thing, regular Naruto was like 200, 300 episodes, and Shippuden's like 500. So yeah, it built up 800 episodes up to that point, up to that rematch, and they tied. So this already gives me a bad taste in my mouth because you're trying to insinuate that we can do that again. But the problem is, I don't know who these are. You're just basically spoiling like the entire build-up form for this. Like imagine like Sasuke's like curse mark form and Naruto's Jinchuriki form, when he's like possessed and has like two or three tails on him already showing up, were exposed and they're fighting each other. Like that would be awful, horrendous. What are we doing here? I like the colors. Colors are nice. I will say, I remember people criticizing Shotgun User having glasses. That makes no sense to me. I don't know what they were thinking. Like, why don't you give this motherfucker glasses? So he defected from the Leaf Village and got his eye cut up, but he has the Byakugan? Yeah, they shouldn't have showed us this, man. This looks like it's like 3-4 years in the future. I don't like that at all. I'm already having so many criticisms of this. Oh my god, I don't want to. It's too. I have to read so many pages, but I'm already criticizing it. So this is another main character whose father is a Hokage. And again, I might end up having to read like Shippuden all over again, and having like get a recap or something. Because Jesus Christ. So his whole motivation is just spite. It's like, you're so successful, but you're not paying attention to me, even though you're like basically the president of the entire nation of the Leaf Village. Pay attention to me. I'm angry 12-year-old. Like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? What are we doing, man? Jesus. Not this again, man. Because wasn't a running joke that Sasuke wanted to become the Hokage, even though he was like a bio and like a natural, even though he was like a literal terrorist, and he was aiding and abetting the Akatsuki clan. Like, what is this? He wants to become the Hokage. Like, I get the desire to become the strongest and the most revered, and the one that is enshrined in like basically the Leaf Village Hall of Fame, Mount Liberty mountain wall. But like, come on, man. Can we like this? This is getting old already. Like, I will become the Hokage. Like, bro, we've been seeing this again for 800 episodes of kids, teenagers, adults yelling, "I'll be the Hokage." No, I'm gonna be the Hokage. Like the entire time. I just like, can we do something different, please? Like, can someone say they want to join Anbu? Can someone say they want to become a teacher? Can someone say they want to become a janitor? Can someone say they want to become like a lead soldier? Can someone say they want to be like a burger flipper? Like anything else will do. I kind of like the idea of like them using technology to make and implement ninjutsu on a more mass-produced scale, because it sort of implies that you still need people to make or progenate, that's the word of the day, ninjutsu that is good enough to be useful in battle, to be like a special ability, like you would do like any like roguelike game format. So I kind of like this so far. And I liked it when I first reread it back like 2 years ago. So the Chunin exam. Now, I don't know if you remember Naruto. I don't think Shippuden really focused on the Chunin exam that much. Did they? I mean, Naruto had like to retake it because he was based technically. I think he was a yeah. He didn't get his Genin or Jonin like ranking yet because he left in the middle of his exam because one of the Sand Village the ninja Gara, who's the Hokage apparently for the Sand Village now. He basically was another terrorist who had like anger issues because the government implanted the Jinchuriki into him. Was it the government or was it whatever? He got it implanted into him. He has massive anger issues, and he lashed out and went berserk. And then Orochimaru took advantage of that entire situation, and then decided to flip the script, unveil his disguise, and assassinate the Hokage. Now, I don't know. Maybe this is a hot take, but given that Chunin exam that happened like what 20 years ago, and it basically led to the crumbling of the entire like integrity of that exam. Well, unless they had one recently, what precautions are they going to do to make it safe this time? Because my only options are either make it a Leaf Village exclusive tuning exam, but that wouldn't really like make it as versatile. That wouldn't make you like more used to and adept to the multiple techniques and various alterations that said techniques have to different village types. And also wouldn't introduce you to elemental types, which would be very crucial since you're fighting criminals on these ranking missions going on. Seeing different types of techniques there. So I guess like you would need a diversity of tactics for the tuning exam to truly be like worthy of one passing and giving the final grade for said students. But like implementing said multiple students led to them getting terroristic attacks dropped upon their forehead. I'm trying to think, does Shippuden have a tuning exam? They wouldn't have, right? Because the main focus, let me think, okay, it was Naruto came. No, there is no tuning exam in my memory that Shippuden had. So the next televised or serialized tuning exam we're going to see is the one for Boruto. And this tuning exam, spoiler alert for like the next 2 pages, is equivalent to the one that led to the assassination of the Hokage. So either Masashi Kishimoto loves seeing kids and terrorism, just like a wonderful combination, or is just a trope he relied on because it worked the first time. I don't know. Like, why can't we have this massive plot twisting, plot starting point anywhere else? Why does that have to be the shooting exam again? Why? Fuck, man. I shouldn't be getting this mad. This is the only way, like, page 10? Oh, it's 24. It's page 24. It's page 24. It's not that bad. No dad here. Use Hokage or the 7th. Nerd out here, wait, man. God damn, it's just Sonya talking a little. I don't get this either. Like, the problem, no, the thing that made Naruto and Shippuden so appealing was the relatability aspect of the main character. Now, Naruto being the Hokage here kind of sort of maximizes potential, and therefore it kind of was like, oh yeah, of course he's Hokage. He's like that good. He's that guy. He's Himothy, right? But you got Boruto here, who obviously is brimming with potential. He has Hinata, which is like one of the most elite Bakugan users of their clan. And you got Naruto Uzumaki, who's, you know, again, Himothy.com. I don't understand though. If we're supposed to be cheering off of Boruto, why are we exposed to him actually living up to his potential in the first page, and then we turn around and see that he's cocky as fuck to the potential? So cocky that Kishimoto has to humble him in a way that would basically leave Naruto incapacitated in a sort of like JoJo Part 4 style. And this right here, I believe this is the warning sign of the whole like tuning exam thing, because I believe the ninja implementations were like a main catalyst to allowing the terrorist to just wreak havoc on the entire exam. Which again, by the way, I don't know why, whatever. It was good the first time because like, whoa, what the fuck? But the second time, bro, come on. Is that so? Pushes up glasses and plans the most maniacal plan in existence. Understood. I will take my leave. Okay. Why isn't he going to the tuning exams? He's going on missions, so he's like capable and able to. Oh, he just isn't volunteering to go. So he's capable. Okay. Oh, I get it. I have to stop, but oh my god. Oh. So remember when Naruto's dad, remember when Boruto's dad, because that's, get that's a joke. Oh god. Remember when Boruto's dad said, no, kids, you can't use techniques that make you have ninjutsu easy. You have to grind and earn it, because that's what makes a true ninja adaptable to any circumstance. Well, they have to play a game and needs 3 people to play. Boruto's too distracted to play the game. When he plays the game, they put cheat codes in it. So they're implying that using ninja tools are cheat codes, even though they are imitations, not necessarily like the full utilization of the technique itself, right? Like the reason why Naruto's Rasengan or even like Kakashi and Sasuke Chidori are powerful isn't because the technique itself is powerful. It's because they use it and know how to utilize it accordingly, like to the maximum ability, because that's like their main technique, right? So yeah. Oh yeah, his dad's Orochimaru, the non-binary icon, the non-binary child trafficking icon. He had a shadow clone. Oh my god, bro. How they gonna make Naruto like one of like the shiningest characters, the most likable characters of the big 3, who is like isn't a pile of rocks like Luffy and isn't a deadbeat father like Goku. They're gonna make him a deadbeat father. Come on, man. I don't like. There's no reason for him to even be a deadbeat father. Anyway, they're not even showing like how busy he is. It just seems like he's just doing his job regularly. Like he has enough time to talk to his son for like 30 minutes straight about like just random bullshit you talk about at home. Like why is he deadbeat dad? Why? Do they even explain this? I feel like they just like forget about this narrative like in 5 chapters, and it's just like a normal thing. which I find crazy because Sasuke is actually deadbeat dad in this manga. So, like, because this I'm talking about here, right? So they're in. I haven't even gotten to the climax of chapter 1, and I'm already like almost at my limit for what I can read because I gotta go to work tomorrow. Jesus Christ! So they're implying that Naruto actually cares about his children, but doesn't care enough to go there for their birthday that he remembered to get his shadow clone there for, but he was too tired to make the shadow clone there for the entire day because he kept working. Again, why is he a deadbeat dad then? If he cares this much, then why not make the shadow clone do the job and then he shows up there? Because that would be relatable, that'd be funny. Shikamaru and everybody else be like, what the fuck, Naruto? You skipped your Hokage do this to be with your son? Okay, well, fine. But hurry the fuck up. That'd be the whole joke, right? That'd be funny. But this shit just seems like he hates his son. But he doesn't. What do we do? What's the narrative here? I remember this. Oh my god. Boruto's like, wait a minute. You're my real father figure, not my dad. I love you more than my dad, Sasuke, former terrorist that plotted to literally destroy the town we are living in. Oh my fuck. It was funny to me. Sasuke is like one of them Proud Boys that went on to January 6th, and then he ended up like flipping a whole new leaf and politically he became like a regular human being and no longer like he disavowed all of his like political extremism whatsoever. And then he became friends with like the next up and coming governor of said state. Of DC. Well, DC. But he became friends with the governor in that Providence, because DC is in the state. And then he's looked at as one of the prestige members, one of the highest interlocutors, despite, not too long ago, him being a terrorist. So I just, maybe I'm not over the fact that Sasuke was just on some freaky shit of Orochimaru, but hey, when your brother dies from AIDS and tries to beat you down only to tell you that he loves you, that mentally fucked me up too, I'm not gonna lie. Am I excusing Sasuke's terrorism? No, I'm just saying the context. He's like 15 when he found out the true lore behind his brother and his entire clan and blah, blah, blah. I still don't understand how Sasuke like forgave his brother for being groomed into being an assassin for his own clan, because Danzo, who was, I believe, one of the head war leaders of the village, didn't want the Sharingan clan to get too powerful to either be equivalent to the power level of the entire Konoha village's military, I guess, ninja army. I don't fucking know. So his only option, I guess, was to just have them kill themselves through Itachi instead of trying to consolidate them as a branch of the Konoha. Who greenlit this? Just like, what the? What do you mean you must be Naruto's son? You don't know Naruto's son? Sasuke, what are we doing? I genuinely don't understand this. How does Sasuke not know Naruto as a son? I don't. Sasuke had a daughter, and they know each other, so clearly the daughter would bring him up. But as I mentioned before, since Sasuke's deadbeat dad doing God knows what, okay. I do find this funny. Boruto's like, I have to test to see if you're really good, and then throws kunai or shuriken that could fucking end his life. Okay, I guess. Also, wasn't Sasuke hot? Or hold up, wait, police. Let me rephrase that. Wasn't Sasuke framed to be a supermodel and hot the entire manga? Now he just looks like some washed up 30 or 40-year-old who used to be in the emo band that had several allegations against him. Why does he look like this? Why do they mess up every design of an adult? Like, Boruto's design is decent. I fuck with this design. It's a bit too busy in the clothes department, but I still like the hair and shit, you know what I'm saying? It clearly says I'm a kid of Naruto, right? That was the first chapter, and Jesus Christ, I am a little bit disappointed. I'm gonna be like, what is? Oh, this is this is fan art. Okay, I was about to criticize this fan art. Okay. See, like this potentially no context looks amazing, but I have a feeling that this is sort of like a Zetsu moment, right? Because wasn't Zetsu's whole thing like, oh, by the way, I'm like the Omega God. You guys should kill yourself right now, Omega. Like I feel like it's gonna be something like this, and I would hate that. I just wish he's like some regular villain that knows like Renegon, Sharingan lore, and that's it. I pray to God that's it.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device in which suggestions or warnings about events to come are dropped or planted.
I hope she's not some like random demigod from like a comet out of like the seventh dimension that was manifested into a human being who then lived for 3 billion years and witnessed history die and fall for 40 different times. Like, can you please just be a regular ass powerful villain? I haven't seen one of those in Naruto in such a long time. Just please, just come on. I like your design. Holy shit, woman. This motherfucker learned. Okay. Okay. Jesus Christ. So, Sasuke motivated Boruto to actually want to train and learn a jutsu. But spoiler alert again, this is going to matter because he's going to end up using the ninja techniques, which will end up leading to the terrorist attack happening. I thought it happened in the first chapter. Apparently it doesn't. I spoiled it for myself, whatever, regardless. He learned a technique that took the fourth Hokage, basically his whole life, Jirachi, about half of that, Naruto, from the time period of them leaving the Konoha village from regular OG Naruto to Shippuden, about 3 or 4 years, and then this motherfucker learned in like 3 days. I want to be surprised, but it's one of those things where it's like, of course he has to learn it quickly because he wants to be Sasuke's disciple. But again, I don't even think that's going to matter anymore because if Sasuke doesn't even teach his children how to read, why would he train his friend's son? Whatever. Okay, fine. I criticize this manga. I'll give him this. This is a homage to that moment with Naruto himself and even in Gohan, right? Kid Gohan, when he was training under Piccolo's tutelage, when he got lost in that cave and came out and like he saw like death, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like he punched a tree. He was like, oh, it's sad. He walked away, the tree crumbled down or some shit like that. It's like, oh my God, the potential is unreal. It's untapped. And the same thing here, right? He threw the Rasengan and he didn't know it was a projectile. A thing that Naruto can barely fucking do. He just made like a fucking bullet. So that's yeah, potential untapped, crazy. So it's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Yeah. I think Sasuke knows this is a fake. Yeah, he saw it right there. Obviously, he knows it's a fake. So I was about to say he didn't notice Sasuke, but it's showing right there. The wind wouldn't be able to hide this. I guess my thing would be, why would Boruto's first option from almost mastering a technique that his father could master in 3 years, in 3 days, his option is to just emulate it? And just train one more day? What do we do? It doesn't make sense. This only makes sense if he wasn't able to even pop the water balloon. Of course, get that emulator, get the Rasengan, and press your idol. But he made the chakra ball of the Rasengan itself. Oh my God, bro, why is this so? Now he's gonna be a better father to Naruto, or Naruto's son, than he ever was his own children. That's fantastic. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, I remember now. He gets caught with the device. He gets caught cheating. Oh, there's a lovely design again. I love her design so much. Oh my God. If you're a regular villain, I will marry you. Just be a regular ass villain. I beg of you. Holy shit, please. This is, was it wind or, oh, it was sound. Oh, it was sound. Was it sound? Was it cloud? Like sound cloud? Killer B. Oh, isn't this Killer Beach and Judiki right here? It looks like it. Allow me to return this to you several times its power. Oh, she got the sucky thingy. The sucky suck. There's a counter then. Well, how do you beat a counter? That's interesting. Wait, are all the chapters 60 pages? Oh, yeah. Oh, this is so much tech. Oh, so they're basically doing the same mission that the Akatsuki was doing for 800 episodes, which was hunting down Jinjuriki for their final end goal of ruining the world. Can we have anything original in this series? Like just one thing. Like this villain design, who I love her design by the way, or their design, because this bitch is probably androgynous as hell. Another non-binary icon. You know, Naruto loves making new androgynous characters. Like, why are we hunting Jinjuriki characters? Why? Wasn't there like a scene in Naruto Shippuden where like the war was happening and it showed Naruto like getting along with all of them and they using all their cooperation to fight Madara and shit like that? Like, what are we doing here? Or was it not Madara? It was Toby. Yeah, what are we, or Obito? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Menacing duo is closing in on Naruto and the Leaf Village. In addition to this new threat, Boruto heads to the Chunin exams to prepare to cheat and get called out by his father for cheating by using the devices. That was crazy. It wouldn't be cheating if Naruto just allowed the devices to be used. Now, hey, whoa. I know what you're saying. Ninjas gotta grind. Ninjas gotta hustle mind culture. But it doesn't seem like this emulator of a device is that powerful. It can make the ninjutsu. It can make it a ninjutsu, but it can only emulate what it knows. It can't fully utilize it as a ninja would, right? Like if you can emulate a genjutsu like Itachi can, you wouldn't be able to make it as effective because you're not Itachi with his like unlimited chakra pool and his prowess for using genjutsu and Sharingan at the same time. Like, come on, what are we doing? Am I already coping for Boruto cheating? Yes, I'm coping, all right? I'm coping hard as hell. But you know what? Hey, let me cope. See, again, I like the design here. Naruto's cut is dog shit, obviously, but I do like the design. Man, they fucked my boy Gaara up. What is this cut, man? Jesus. And they fucked him up too? Holy hell. Why do they like not treat their adult characters that they've been building for like again 800 episodes? Why do they not treat them with respect? Give them a decent adult design. You just give them a design that you would appreciate. This is Metal Lee. Remember correctly? What did he say? Hit that target by tossing it around the last target's tree. Oh, just loop it around, I guess. But like he knows, you know what's worse about this? Boruto was in the room when his dad was like, "Hey, do not use the technique devices. They are cheating." Whatever. This is so stupid. Hey, those of you who you know, didn't drink squid cum, you passed the test. Okay, at this point, Boruto, just take the device off. Take it off. What are we doing here? If this speech alone is enough for you to hesitate on even bringing this device, just take it off and throw it away. The thing as well is this science department of the government that Naruto, the Hokage, the leader of the government, is supervising, right? This science department, they're using basically the president's or the prime minister's son in his army exam to utilize their latest experimental weapon. I can't even understand what is going on here. Again, I will say it is cool though to be able to use special moves like this, and I really wished that everybody else knew about this so they can use them. Because implementing like this basically implies that this is bad and shouldn't be thought upon, right? But like, come on, like just be popping pills and drugs to boost themselves up. They use kunai laced with poison. They use shuriken. They use the knives, weapons. You got 1010, whose whole ability was just spawning weapons shit like that. Like, whatever. I guess what they're implying is that you are only supposed to be gifted with the ability to use ninjutsu, and you shouldn't be able to create it, I guess. But that's all I'm reading for now. It's been an hour. Holy shit. Overall, kind of disappointing. I give it a solid 5. No, 4. Yeah, I'll give it a solid 4 so far from the first 2 chapters. All right, off work about 2 hours, 3 hours ago. I've been trying to put this off for so long because Boruto, man, I've been telling my coworkers about this. Like, I'm reading this manga, and they question my mental sanity. I'm questioning it as well. I don't even know why the hell I'm here, but here we are. I told some people I'm having hard capping at chapter 10. Oh, like, I don't know. I might be too invested to the point where I actually might go deeper than that. All right, I guess let's see what we got here. This is 3.5. So I don't care about who's good or bad. I don't particularly care. This is Naruto. Like, you know, we had Sasuke again. The terrorists have a redemption arc, so who cares anymore? By the way, what is this? What is this panel here? What is this? Why does he look like this, man? Jesus Christ! It's the small nose a lot of these anime animations have. It just makes everything look so distorted. Anyway, I forgot. Okay. So a ninja who can steal memories. I'm not that surprised. I guess more along the line of like the meta of them actually having techniques that are somewhat related to the universe that they're in kind of broke, and they're just making some Dragon Ball Super Bowl. Oh, by the way, Jiren was as powerful as he is because some who looks like Goku Black transported back in time and killed his parents, and now he is the strongest warrior on the planet. Like, it's like, what? Villains' origin stories aren't their parents were killed in front of them in Dragon Ball. They are, hey, I want to rule the world. I've been born and bred to literally destroy the world. Oh, hey, you know, I'm angry and mad. I don't know who the fuck I am, but I want to blow the whole world up. Oh, hey, I'm a kitty cat. Meow. Here's the world. Goodbye. What is this, right? I feel like this is the same thing here. Am I complaining on every single page of Boruto? Yes, I am. Okay, let me know. Are we not going to address the Orochimaru's child trafficking issues? Like, it was Sasuke and then another Jinchuriki he had way back in early Naruto, where like he would basically kidnap them, like siphon their powers to fuel his immortality. Also, is he technically a serial killer? Because he would take people's bodies and then reanimate himself in said body of new person he groomed, either as a child themselves or an adult that he like became friends with. Are we just going to ignore all those crimes? Like, what is this? Right? What are we doing? We're not going to acknowledge any of that shit? We're not going to mention that? Like, come on, this is a pretty big fucking, not character flaw per se, but a pretty big pivotal moment in this man's entire career as a shinobi. Him being a literal whatever. To get the key that opens that thing. Oh no. Oh my God, we're not doing this, are we? This villain is so strong, he's making Orochimaru pause and have second plans, and he can't even fully describe what he wants? Is this a flashback? Why isn't he saying, like, to get the key that opens and then what he actually wants objectively? I mean, he wants it so bad he's willing to kill, like, one of the legendary Sanin of the Leaf Village. What? They let him keep the ability to make curse marks? The thing that was plaguing all of these shinobi that he would just recruit to his side to make them his slave? What? Oh my God. What? It's a plot twist? Orochimaru was bad the whole time, and the guy behind this mask is gonna be the real Orochimaru, or this kid's real father. Oh wow. Oh, let me guess. This not gonna be Kabuto, is it? This better not be Kabuto. I'm actually going to. Please don't be Kabuto. Oh God, please. Where is he though? It can't be him, right? Oh, we're gonna find out. What did I say? I said Kabuto or his real father. The one made before you. So technically I'm right, because if this is, I mean, no, I'm not right. But the real truth is that he is what, the original clone they made. But then why would Orochimaru make another clone to beat the clone that defected? If clones can defect, why are you keeping to make clones? Just do something else. So I'm okay. I'm trying my hardest to not criticize every single thing in Boruto. I'm trying my hardest to not, because I have to read like 3 more chapters. I'm like 10 minutes in, only like 3 pages. But it's just so hard. It's too hard, man. This is actually agonizing pain. And this is why I wasn't ready to jump on board for Orochimaru being a good guy, right? Because now it's a nuanced mixed bag of Orochimaru is back on his child trafficking shit, back on his human trafficking, slave labor, cannibalism shit, but he's just making his own children and teenagers to cannibalize and make slaves. So I don't understand Naruto, anybody, Shikamaru, Sasuke, for fuck's sake. Why isn't this man in jail? Why isn't this man rotting under the jail cell? Like, this man was so powerful at one point, he turned down an Akatsuki invitation. Oh, wait, no. He was in the Akatsuki and then left them. He was strong enough to be in their group, right? Let me check. Oh, Orochimaru was, okay, so it's actually worse. I just looked it up, right? And it's saying Orochimaru eventually joined the criminal organization, terrorist, Akatsuki, and became partners with fellow rogue ninja Sasori, one of the leaders. However, after he attempted to steal the body of Itachi Uchiha through a forbidden jutsu to gain the Sharingan, he was kicked out. So, him being, again, a cannibalizing, human trafficking slave master, basically, forced him out of his terrorist cell. He was such a bad guy that the organization that is literally meant to just kidnap Jinchurikis and use their own power for their own devious plots of, I have no idea, Madara's own doing. They were like, hey, bro, that's too far, man. Whoa. Hey, we can take people who will genocide their entire familial clan, which is over like a couple hundred to 1,000 people. But you trying to kill him? That's too far, buddy. Get out of here. Whatever. And obviously, for plot armor points, Mitsuki, the kid, 12 years old, and this is why Orochimaru should be in jail. He's grooming kids to be his own weapons. And then once they are his own weapons, they don't think, they don't act, they don't breathe without Orochimaru saying so. So it wasn't an actual plot. Yeah, I'm still glad I just gave up any intel. Yeah, just move on. I don't. Orochimaru and future Mitsuki was like, wow, that kid's really strong, huh? Man, isn't this what you wanted? Someone so strong, he can break all the barriers? Man, Orochimaru, that's tough. Orochimaru was like, yeah, he has to grow up and be his own kind. I'm tired of kidnapping kids that I create and making them forget the memories so they can become strong. I want them to grow in their... What are we doing, man? Oh, can we have one good chapter? I just want one good chapter. That's all I want. Just one good... Not like one good thing chapter, but one good chapter. Why is this such a pussy in front of his kid? Again, I'm not... Oh my god, another rant. I'm not mad because he's a shy uwu father. That's an adorable aspect. I'm mad they made this a deadbeat dad, but he cares about his son. So we deciphered the scary uwu messaging right during the semifinals of the exam, right when Naruto finds that his son's cheating. The one thing I don't get about Boruto, as I mentioned before, in like my previous rantings about, being the son of the current Hokage and the grandson of one of the greatest Hokages ever exists, or at least one of the fastest. Well, not the fastest, but legacy-wise, one of the greatest, because he defended again. Well, he didn't defend. He died fucking fighting Obito at like 14 years old. But regardless, he defended against the Ninjas, right? He has the potential to learn the Rasengan in like 2 or 3 days. A technique, like I mentioned before, took a lot of time. he has the ability and the potential to use his mother's Byakugan. So he has innate sense he has keen sense and hyper awareness. And on top of it, his chakra reserves are out of this planet because, again, he's an Uzumaki. So why is he cheating? It doesn't make... If we're supposed to believe in his character showing shiny points here and there, very promising outlook, he's supposed to be Himothy.com, show us these moments like he did in Naruto, like he did in Shippuden. Hell, like he did in fucking Dragon Ball. Make Boruto lose a match or get into a match that's tough. He has to actually learn from it. I get that him being cocky is the whole thing of like, oh yeah, you know, this kid thinks he knows everything. But does he know? He needs to learn the hard way. But he doesn't. Everything's handed to him. When he fails one task that he technically didn't fail at all, he's just given a get out of jail free card for no reason because this random Redditor over here decided to give him like a bioweapon that was deemed illegal, which I don't think it should have been, by the way, but it was deemed illegal. And the Boruto being 12 years fucking old was like, sure, why not? And then this has got to be the biggest cop-out of all time. The moment we find out that Naruto finds out that Boruto's cheating, the villain with the design of the Uwu emo mommy, which, by the way, when I see her full design, I might go berserk, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah. Also, they can fly? But hasn't the whole thing been that ninjas do the tree shit? Why are they flying? What the hell? Okay, when we see her full design again, man, I'm gonna go berserk. No guts. I want to get in those guts, you know what I'm saying? There it is, baby. Yeah, this type of bitch, or they, them, androgyny is a thing that exists on this planet. I had this thought yesterday morning when I woke up getting ready to go to work, which I know unholy thoughts going to work is probably the most cursing on the planet. But it's like, she has the design of like a domination on steroids, right? Like she would... Long story short, hey man, you know, we all got our types. What the fuck am I talking about? Oh yeah, I like the design again. Yeah, for sure. Oh, this big old ass. I'm old guy. So, also, can I be honest here, guys? Another Boruto criticism. It's very rare in this video, I know. If we're talking about power scaling, why are these the villains that are like so strong they can make the Killer Bees Jinchuriki bend to as well? You're not getting me to believe that unless they're trying to spin off the... I gotta get that bitch's name. Hold up. Wait. What? I'm looking up the Wikipedia for Naruto.
Foreshadowing as a narrative device.
Nagato, who's Pain, got his Renegon from Madara. What the fuck? How? Was a shinobi of Amagakure and a descendant of the Uzumaki clan. Really? I guess that would explain the concept of him being able to manifest 8 bodies at once and still exist. The damn near infinite chakra reserves. I guess that makes sense. That's kind of crazy. Holy shit. Anyway, trying to find out the... Fuck, man. I just don't care anymore, man. Holy shit. Long story short, it's probably Kaguya Atsuki. No, not her. Here it is. Yes, there we go. Was a member of the... Okay, I'm looking at more lore on Zetsu to try to explain away why why Kaguya's design is similar to this bitch's design here. Momoshiki and Kinshiki. Momoshiki here. Momoshiki and Kaguya have the similar design. But the problem is, the more I look into this lore, the more depressed I get. So let's just look at it this way, right? Here's Kaguya's design right here. Right? And here is Momoshiki. Or Kinshiki. I don't know who's who. It's a similar like white, pale skin, white hair, white eyes, assuming visual prowess, visual abilities, you know. You have the very androgynous, not explicitly sexual characteristics, secondary characteristics that would like label them as X or Y. Obviously, Kaguya was a mother, a matriarch here, but you know what I'm trying to say. And on top of that, there's some air of prestige around them, just as with Momoshiki Kinski here. Regardless, my point is this, right? My point is this. Our first villain, who is going to be, again, strong enough to fight. I don't know if Killer Bee was the Hokage at the time, but regardless, Killer Bee is like that guy over there in that Cloud Village. They just beat him so badly that we don't even get enough context behind how bad she beat him. Like, she basically sucked this. I have the joke. She sucked. Killer Bee had a chance to strike and make it sting, but she sucked it in and came back twice as hard. Killer Bee tried to stab her with her. Regardless, she made Killer Bee look like a joke, and now it's gonna wipe Naruto off the floor. And it looks like it's not even gonna be a competition, like deadass. It's not even gonna be like a mentionable thing. So, all right, back to what the hell I was doing. I guess I have a question then. Would this mean that the very first panel we saw was how do I explain this? Shortly after this moment? I said 2 or 3 years because he looked bigger than in the first panel. But my main question about this plot point is why? Like, I'm rereading this now. I know this is going to happen. I was mentioning this way back earlier on. I know he's going to cheat, blah, 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 blah. I'm looking at it now from a critique's point of view, and it doesn't do anything for me. It just makes me realize Boruto got happy about his father actually recognizing him finally for once in his life, but he cheats anyway, even though he acknowledges his father was recognizing him as a talent for not cheating. And he does it anyway, and he's gonna be disappointed, even though he hated his father the entire time. But he didn't, because his father said, "I love you" one time. I like the 10 times he could have said it in the years he met him. This is weird. This is weird. But I know exactly. I know exactly why they're doing this. It's so they can introduce 2 main villains at the same time. One villain being the science department that basically coerced a 12-year-old to a lot of grooming narratives going on in this manga so far. It's really annoying to push the science department being the villains, and they're saying, "Oh wait, our plan didn't pan out. Quickly activate the redacted switch to redact everybody." Woohoo! And then you have the Momoshiki and Jujushiki, the Booskis over there flying to this battle arena, and they're about to Orochimaru Sound Village Gara this shit up. That's crazy. I love it so much. And then now he has the ability to live broadcast with a microphone and a camera connected to the screen to every person in the state. You don't have this access unless you planned it out beforehand. But then, if you planned it out beforehand, what was the TV? What was the camera? What were the microphones even being used for in the first place? Also, on top of that, if he's screaming, then why does he even need a mic? What's it? Wait. So, like, is the camera? The camera doesn't have a microphone. So is the camera picking up from its invisible microphone the audio to then display digitally elsewhere? What is going on right now? And then all of this gets interrupted because the second villain, Momoshiki, Babushki, who again I mentioned their power scaling, are going to come in with the Hokage sitting right there, unguarded, just going to snap his neck in half. Like, fucking. At least with the Chunin exam being disrupted all the way back in Naruto, the third Hokage had to go and fight. He had to put his armor on and go fight Orochimaru. Whereas this, they're just going to him directly with no build up, no nothing. It just happens. There's no like plan. They didn't try to infiltrate the Chunin exams. They didn't even try to pretend to be a child in Chunin exams to have children grooming. No. They just walk in that bitch like casually. Because my question would be, how on earth do you just let this happen when there are literal diplomats and leaders of multiple nations of every single country that is going to compete for their own potential armies to be promoted? Why is there no extra security? Why is this just able to happen here? Again, I get the first time this happened with Naruto because they infiltrated, because they had their own examinees who were children, again, children and teenagers, sometimes adults, to go through the exam itself. So then people be like, okay, why would you go through so much effort to do the exam to then infiltrate the entire village? That makes sense. Waste of time, right? But this, they just dropped in. They got the drop on the Hokage, the Kazekage, every Kage in the village. Look at the hats. Look at the hats, man. These are all the hats of all the nations of every leader. And there's no security. These motherfuckers just waltzed in. What am I looking at, man? This isn't a plot hole. This is a plot crater. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The disciple of one of the legendary Sanin, like direct disciple, doesn't know what's going on. You are like top 10, if not top 15 strongest ninjas in the entire village. And you have no idea what's going on with Sakura. Sakura. You can't be serious. Come on, man. This has got to be a joke. Come on, man. She can't be that out of the loop anymore. She's still in training. She's like, I don't. Hey, this. Wait a minute. I'm not putting down Gaara's game because I'm pretty sure Gaara got some mean anger issue pipe. But like, who bred with Gaara? That bitch gotta have some emotional problems herself. Like, goddamn. I actually want to know who this motherfucker's mother is. I'm actually, wow, who's Gaara's wife? That I'm more interested while the entire again, while the equivalent of a UN's meeting of an army game is being infiltrated and exploded as we speak. I'm more interested in Gaara's relationships than I am of the well-being of like 10 different nations. That is very fun to me. Oh my god. They're so hot, man. Oh my god. So Sasuke fought him before? Oh, that was the guy Sasuke fought way back then in that flashback what Boruto was talking about? Where he was gone, that's where we got the intel from? If I remember correctly, I think Sasuke, he barely escaped that fight. What? So Sasuke, you knew who these guys were. You knew what they were hunting for. Yet it didn't cross your mind at all to maybe warn Naruto that somehow, possibly in the near future of you coming back, which again is within a span of like somewhere between 1 to 3 weeks of being like, hey, Naruto, when I left this shit I was on, you know all this information I'm giving you? Yeah. These motherfuckers I fought, they're hunting Jinjurikis, you know, the people who are the avatars of said tailed beast, and you happen to still be the nine-tails avatar. So do me a favor and just lay low for a bit. No, he didn't say any of that. He just says, hey, man, here you go. Secret letter. Get the decoders to talk about it. Why is everybody so stupid, man? Oh my god. Now, if there's someone who is smart enough to decipher all this information for me, please go ahead and do it. I will read it and I will, you know, try to understand. But so far, this is just not looking that great, I'll be honest. Holy fuck, man. I'm hard capping an hour limit for every single chapter I read, but I don't think I'm gonna make it. There's no way. Glad I said they, because androgyny is a bitch, and they have been known to make androgynous characters. That's a man. Still hot though. I'm not gonna fucking cap. Kinski? Utsuki? Oh, the Kaguya's descendants, right? Wait, Naruto. Okay. So, Naruto, if you do the math, then either they have kidnapped and killed all 8 of the tailed beasts, and you're the 9th one, or you're the closest one in proximity, or you're the first, whatever, regardless. Your biggest issue shouldn't be them doping. It's them hunting down tailed beast. Yes, I'm nitpicking, okay? Leave me alone. See, this is where I have a problem with power scaling. While he's charging up what seems like to be a nuclear bomb on his fist right there, he throws on like a little power ball, takes him 2 seconds to blow up and charge, and it destroys half the stadium while he's charging up his other technique. Like, see, fuck, man, I can't like get into shit that's just too much to think about logistically. Because if he can just do this without even thinking, if he can easily counter Naruto without even thinking, if he can easily counter Shikamaru's Shadow Clone Jutsu without even thinking, then what are you supposed to do at this point? You know, remember when I said I sure hope he's not a god tier Kaguya clone, whatever the fuck I said? That's literally what he is. He's a descendant of Kaguya who wants to absorb the tail beast to then get a 10-tailed beast or blah, 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 whatever bullshit. Is this a Frieza reference? Dropping the... What was that power that Frieza used to literally detonate Kakarot's home planet? Let me see, hold up. Ah, there we go. This is... I looked it up. It's called the Death Ball. What? Hey, Shonen may be like the dumbest genre to exist, but you gotta admit, that shit's just funny. The Death Ball is a crazy name. A crazy name. Anyway, yeah, so this is the equivalent of Frieza's Death Ball and dropping on planet Vegeta to end Saiyans as a race. And he did a good job. Well, no, he did a good job. If there were, at one point, thousands of Saiyans exist to a point where enough they can fill a planet, and then only 2, 3, 4 exist after that, then Frieza did a good job with his Death Ball. Now, why am I mentioning that? Because that's what the whole, no, this is the end, because Frieza said some shit like, Omega Lo, get wrecked, kid. I hate monkeys. And this is what it's reminiscent of. Only problem with this, right? I love seeing Naruto go all out. I love seeing Naruto Kurama teaming up, you know, being pals. I love this endearing moment between Sasuke and Naruto being like, take care of the kids, I'm going to sacrifice myself like I'm the 4th Hokage. It's a wonderful, beautiful moment. The only problem, of course, is it came out of nowhere. It was rushed. There was no build up to this. The only reason we could have predicted this happening was Sasuke talking about the letters. But the problem is he didn't connect the dots. He didn't say this will happen. He only mentioned that by the time it got fully deciphered and the motives of Babushki and Kanuski and Kaluski and Fabuski, Kaguya's offspring, were revealed was when they were already on the way to kill Naruto. So, also, this being developed only around chapter 3-ish or 2-ish doesn't really give me enough excitement, you know, to be fully involved. Because this isn't the OG Naruto. OG Naruto, this form right here, it would take us 7 chapters to get to this form in the OG Naruto. And it would piss me off. I would say it's too fucking long. It'd be something, you know, worth the grind to get to this. This looks beautiful. This is art. Like, holy hell, this looks insane. But the problem is, we're probably not gonna see this again. This is like JoJo Part 4 type shit, right? We're just never gonna see this shit again. God, he's so hot, man. Jesus Christ. Is this insinuating that Naruto dies? Man, that'd be funny. Hey, Naruto, I hate to tell you this, man, but you're not defeating a descendant of a god. What's a man to a god? What's a god to a non-belief? Wait, how did Frank Ocean song go? What's a man to a king? What's a king to a god? What's a god to a non-believer? Oh my god! It's a Piccolo Gohan reference! Boy! Okay, I gotta pull that one up now. We're nearing the hour limit of my allotted time before I have to, you know, go to sleep, go for work, but I gotta do it. Boom. Oh my god, it's real. You know what's funny? I used to like play Dokkan Dragon Ball Z Battle like a lot. I remember this card, like a legendary whatever you are, ultimate rare card that pop up. It to be Piccolo, but it fucking sucked because it's an early meta card. Yeah. Look at this, man. Oh my god, get on my way. Wow, isn't this beautiful? Oh my god, what a homage. Again, I hate to bring this up one more time. I'm not going to explain it fully. But this moment gets immediately ruined when you realize why this is happening and how rushed it was. It gets immediately ruined. But yeah, good homage. Shout out to you. Oh, he didn't die. He just got kidnapped. So there's a chance he can be saved again. Is this like a Jujutsu Kaisen sort of thing where Gojo gets put in a box because he's too powerful for the universe or some bullshit like that? The other thing that's what's happening here. Naruto's too strong for this universe. So like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just incapacitate him so our character can develop. Whatever, I guess. I can sense this chakra, some Dragon Ball Z cross the galaxy shit. This hasn't ever been brought up. You can sense someone's chakra like tens of miles, if not kilometers away, damn near nations away. Are we just that powerful? Is Martin Luther King alive? Well, according to my research of scanning the entire world, he isn't alive right now. But his lineage, chakra, is fully lit up. Like what? I will say, hey, you gotta give the good with the bad. I know we're giving a very few sparse good thing for Boruto. But him finally developing a character and him finally realizing how much of a dipshit he is wholesome to see. Him taking this long makes sense because, again, he's 12, 13 years old. Him getting persuaded to use a powerful, illegal, which, again, it shouldn't be, illegal mechanism because he's 12 years old. Because he's 12 years old. Okay, I can understand this. I get this. It makes sense. It tracks whatsoever. And him actually understanding this is kind of cool. Now, they're sort of forcefully trying to shove a narrative in our face of like, man, Naruto went through this stuff, huh? No one even liked him, bro. The third Hokage, which is basically his adopted father, couldn't give a damn about him, but he gave him a house and a roof over his head and food. But like, yeah, man, you're just like your dad, no cap for real. And look what he like. Whatever. I still see the somewhat positive behind this, and I just don't understand why is Sasuke more of a father figure to Boruto than Naruto is to Boruto, bro. Oh my god, man. Oh, why have they ruined every adult character that we've seen develop so far? I just don't understand. They must want us to suffer, man. Oh, brother. I'm not even done with this chapter yet, man. I I can't even get to 3 chapters a day anymore. There's so much to criticize. Within an hour, I have an hour and there's so much. Oh, I might have to push this limit on myself. There's so much shit. Oh my god. I like the fact that he's never had this inspirative moment from his phone. I have to stop. I have to stop those comments. It actually pisses me off. So you can just teleport now? You can just teleport to where the enemies are. Bro, power skill doesn't exist anymore. If you put your heart to it, you can just become God at this point. What? I thought there was chakra limits. I thought there was hard caps like what your ninjutsu can do. I thought you could only do so much before you start breaking down. I thought there were limits. What is going on? Oh my god, bro. Wait a minute. Hinata, you're not gonna stop him from going? This dude's like 12 years old. Hinata, your son is 12 years old, and he's going to go with 5 other Hokages, with different names, obviously, to retrieve your own Hokage who got kidnapped by 2 descendants of a demigod, if not a real god, whose sole purpose was to absorb the essence of Naruto himself. He's not come back alive, sweetie. What are you doing? Now I assume, again, I'm giving a good charity here, that Hinata knew since Boruto was going to become a ninja, that a part of his role as a ninja was sacrificing his life for the greater cause, greater good, blah, blah, blah. This is just doing it a bit earlier. If he passed the Chunin exam, he'd be doing these type of missions anyway, blah, blah, blah. I get all that. But like, come on, man. You're not even going to scream like, no, you're too young for this. Hey, you have to live to be strong. Someone has to blah. None of that shit. She'd be like, okay, have fun. It's like Gohan getting ready to go get those Dragon Balls and Planet Namek when he was like 5 years old. And he got fucking pummeled. Like, that's what this reminds me of. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, I'm done. I've read a total of, how many chapters did I read? 3.5 to 6. Well, 1, 2, 3. I read 3.5 chapters for you dumb fucks, okay? I'm not making it. I'm not finishing this to 79. There's no way I'm doing this. When I get to 6 to 10, I'm gonna edit this down and call it like the brain melting hours or whatever. I just can't see myself reading past chapter 10. I can't, man. It just isn't that interesting, man. Fuck. Alright. See. Well, I guess we can leave off on this final clip I found from Discord. I was gonna put like the intro to talk about it, but I'm not gonna remember that, so let's see if I can pull it up. So here we go. We're gonna watch this to cap off this segment of the video, which I don't know if it's gonna be like one big thing or one segment each, but whatever. Let's just see what this guy has to say. He seems like an intelligent fellow. He's a Boruto fan, so let's see what he has to say.
Y'all think we're gonna get a series after Boruto?
I hope not.
Why you say that? Have you watched Boruto?
No. But
so then what are you hating for?
Okay, off rip. You see, unlike this gentleman over here who cares about his mental health, who cares about his sanity, I have been reading Boruto for the past 2.5 days. I've hated 90% of it, and the 10% I didn't hate was because they weren't given an option to do worse in the tropes that happen there, right? And your argument shouldn't be, did you watch the series that you hate? It should be, why do you hate this series so much? See, I'm gonna make a better argument for his case, right? So, actually, let me speak a little bit more before I go on my rant, because I should probably do that. It makes more sense before I even make my case here, so yeah.
See, this is the problem with all of the Naruto fans that just hate on Boruto and have no background knowledge.
Have you
It's
watched
crazy
the first-
because he
have
did
you
not
watched-
let me finish at all.
Wait, have you watched like, the first like 30 episodes?
No,
You haven't watched a episode.
I haven't watched any of it.
You didn't even finish
Oh
Shippuden.
No.
This hating.
Oh yeah, you're just hating.
Can I finish?
Go ahead, finish.
No, you have no reason to finish. You didn't finish Naruto. No, you can't finish.
Right, how you gonna finish
no,
here?
no, you can't finish.
Okay, so you have to make a case or an argument for Boruto existing in the first place for me to believe that there should be another sequel on top of Boruto. I have read what should be Boruto's strongest chapters up to date, 1 through 7. I've read them in front of your face, and they've all been nothing but pox of flaming ass. And you're not even saying why it's good or why you should stick with it or why the hate is unjustified. You're just saying people aren't willing to watch paint dry, and therefore they can't critique paint drying as an art form. That's such a weak argument. That's such a horrible argument. Like, I can give you a better argument on your side, right? What your argument would be is that, oh, we're seeing Naruto's full character arc getting developed as a Hokage, the one thing he dreamed of being. In Shippuden, he never was able to become a Hokage, and now we see him as one, and it's completing the link. It's a true sequel. It's happy. We get to see Sasuke after he lost to Naruto. We get to see him as a character develop. We get to see Shikamaru. We get to see Sakura. We get to see Boruto, who was an actual child of Naruto. We get to see all these things actualized, realized. We get to see them, tangible things that are continuously coming at us brand new every single time. We get to see newer villains, where spin-offs of Kaguya, the one peak Ninja War villain who basically orchestrated the whole thing. We get to see the consequences of Madara existing for as long as he did. We get to see another chase of the tailed beast happen again. Like, there are arguments you could make, but the problem is he doesn't have enough of a case he believes that he could build to make people want to watch these shows, because he's so focused on debating and fighting people who hate it in the first place, who would much rather enjoy their time watching people shit on it like me instead of watching it themselves, because I should have been in that category. I probably should. I'm never reading anything past chapter 10. I'm gonna be honest. I was planning on rereading this because I got like to chapter 40 like 2-3 years ago when I thought this was good. But now looking back on it again, I take everything back I thought it was good about the show. See, this is ridiculous to me. The reason why I decided to watch this TikTok, which I'm not even done with, by the way, let's finish the TikTok first before I get my final statement out. Hold up.
We might as well go on to the next topic.
Oh, that's the whole thing. Yeah. So the reason why I wanted to watch the TikTok in particular, because I feel like Boruto defenders are on massive copium. I see multiple TikToks and videos being like, "Oh, don't y'all switch up on Boruto now because they get one really well animated fight that isn't a dinosaur beating Sasuke, that isn't Sakura blushing at Sasuke eating her dinner in a non-innuendo fashion whatsoever." Like, my thing too, right, is if you're watching Boruto and you're an actual fan and you've somehow made it this far into the video, which I don't know why the hell you would do this to yourself if you love Boruto and you made it this far in the video. Because I titled this something like, "This is the worst manga I've ever read in my life." So like, if you made it this far, then you are the pinnacle of masochism. Anyway, please just watch, read, do anything else besides Boruto and Naruto Shippuden. And I guarantee your repertoire and your ability to analyze media will just instantly, exponentially grow to the point where all the flaws you see in Boruto that you sort of looked over and glossed over as, "Oh, well, this is Kishimoto at his peak," you'd be like, "Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's kind of mid. Why did you do that?" You know, so you'd be questioning more. And therefore, you would not waste your time on plot points you're not interested in. I'm doing this to save you time, Boruto fans, who spent their last 2, 3, 4 hours watching this video. All right, I'm done with this segment. Get me out of here. I gotta go to work. See ya. Okay, you know what? Since we're on chapter 7 of Boruto, I've decided to take it upon myself to try to understand more about this Kaguya lore. I read a little bit into it, and this has got to be like insanity. Not only because up until this point in Naruto, things somewhat seem consistent in Shippuden, I mean, it somewhat seemed reasonably grounded in reality, right? You know, and history itself is a bit vague pre first Hokage, but overall we have like a decent picture. And then Kaguya exists and kind of just puts power scaling out of the water. I would say the difference between Kaguya versus, let's say, Madara, for example, nowhere near comparable. Like, not even close. We're going to find out why, you know? Because I feel like this is a pivotal part in the story before you have to move on with the Ukutsuki clan, alright? So already off the bat, we have 2 links to look at, alright? And I just look at the first sentence. So we have Hakurumo and Hamuro. Who are these young fellas right here? God, you're ugly, holy hell. The fruit of the god tree, the one thing that Minsky and Mabutsuki over there are trying to create. So now we have to look at this link, obviously, right? This link is important, right? The hell's a god tree? The gigantic tree which grows by absorbing blood soaked into the ground from countless battles over millennia. God trees are born from ten tails itself, which acts as a tree seedling. In order for it to blossom from its seeding state into the tree, it must be fed the life of an occult. So a sacrifice has to be made of one of her clan. But why would that be necessary? Healthier, strong sacrifices, more powerful for the chakra fruit it produces. A vessel of Usuki is also viable for sacrifice. Through the biological data within the Kama must have extracted to at least the majority percentage for it to work, and if not complete, the tree's size would be affected negatively. Okay, what's this? So they are able to be sacrificed to the god tree, which is a thing that is born from the 10 tails. And what makes them qualifiable sacrifice? So it's like, you know, like the JoJo stars. Basically, imagine if like the JoJo stars was actually like calling back to the ancestors and it also imbues them with powers that are linked to said JoJo star. And if the JoJo star holder gets slain while another one's still alive, they get to go to the other body that is alive, that's using their power, and just control it. Whoa! Oh, Megalo. Okay, then why would they be? Oh, this is a scapegoat. They don't want to sacrifice themselves because they want to utilize the power of the chakra fruit, you know, the thing that the Ten Tails has given them for their sacrifice. But at the same time, they realize if they want a powerful fruit, they have to sacrifice someone of their stature, someone as powerful as them. So the cop-out is giving it to someone else who isn't as valuable, but giving them enough to the point where the fruit would bear enough, but not too much where they can overpower them. Right? That's what I'm getting at, right? It's like, hold up. Over time, the Kami will gradually override the vessel's genetic profile until they transform to perfect Kusuki. Yeah, I'm right. This is a backup of the energy that makes them a viable candidate to be sacrificed to the Ten Tails tree. Oh my god, that's so stupid. They found a loophole as a receptacle of the Kusuki soul, and thus cannot be used for the process of incarnation, nor can it use its absorption power, nor a space-time technique. There's a space-time technique? But retain its other traits. Gaining tremendous power and even being able to transform into a completely new Kusuki. I can't say that word, so shut up. Oh my god, look at all these goddamn content pages. Through the comma. Wait. Come again? Come again? So Boruto has Kami in him, which makes him a viable candidate for two things. Number one, to be sacrificed to the Ten Tails tree, the god tree, to then bear fruit to be consumed. Oh, it's just a god fruit, I guess, whatever. Okay, yeah. And on top of that, when an Okutsuki member dies, they can just take over Naruto's body if he's a viable candidate, which, spoiler alert, it seems like he is, given that very first panel. And he was resembling these patterns as well. So, does Boruto just become like the strongest character by technicality now? Back in my day, shonen characters actually had to work for their strength. These guys are genetically granted the gift and ability. Because there's like, as we just saw, you have to be genetically either bred or designed to accept the karma into you to be a viable sacrifice to the god tree. Because if you're not, you just die of a seizure. So how did Boruto fit this whole genealogical line perfectly? Hey, you know what? Maybe they can explain it in this article. I don't mind getting spoiled on that. Honestly, I might not read this junk again. I might read more just because I'm this deep into it, obviously, but holy moly. Known bearers. So these are people who can potentially. Oh, never mind. So Ishiki is one of like the OGs, remember correctly, that Kaguya betrayed way back in her inception of the Uzuki clan. Because if I remember, I read this correctly, it was here. Yeah, she betrayed Ishiki by eating the chakra fruit and becoming like a deity, basically, of the shinobi world. But as we read further in Kaguya's profile, which was the whole point of this, we find out that once she absorbed the power, she unlocked Rinnegan, which was like basically infinite chakra on top of it, became the first user to use that. And then with the ability to do that, she defended her people, who, by the way, she's from this like elite clan that's like genetically bred to just produce god fruit. And she falls in love with some bum. Like this, what is up with these people who are genetically bred to literally be gods, just falling in love with like some regular like hick-town bums? I don't understand this at all. What is this phenomenon? Are we that attractive? Like you can't go anywhere else, I guess? Whatever. So, and once it happens, she basically goes, okay, I saved my village. Now it's time to save the world. I'm going to use my power, use infinite Tsukiyomi, and make everyone believe that they're under peace. I'm going to use all the army of White Zetsu to take control over everything. So when the Uzuki clan realizes that I didn't die, they're trying to come after me, but they can't because I have my Uzuki army of infinite Zetsus to defend me. And eventually she realized, oh wait, this isn't peaceful. Let me wipe everyone's memory so they forget I existed and just, oh no, she didn't disappear. She just gave them chakra? Oh, she awoke in the Sharingan, not the Rinnegan. I'm sorry. Whatever. She became the first person with chakra, I guess. Whatever. People terrified because there's no ninja at the time that Kaguya was raining havoc, because she's the first person to ever imbue chakra because she ate the chakra fruit from the god tree. And you have to wonder who was the sacrifice to bear such a powerful fruit. So was Ishuki the sacrifice then? Because Sima Kaguya was a bum to her own clan, but somehow the fruit bore anyway. How did the fruit come to be if a sacrifice was necessary? Wait, is the requirement just, hold on. What's the requirement then? A vessel of the Ukutsuki is also viable for sacrifice, though the biological data within Kami must be extracted to at least have the majority percentage of her work. If not complete, the tree size will be negatively affected. Alright, so let's see. The blossom, it must be fed the... He was the sacrifice. Oh my god. Wow. That's kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. I assume she just, spoiler, this image by the way, I assume she just didn't realize that 2 is better than 1. And if they have her direct DNA, then they're going to have some of her latent abilities. And they've also been seeing her fight, you know, because I assume she hasn't stopped fighting while they were born, right? Oh my god, they sealed their mother. Within the form of her body while using its husk as the core of the 6th path, Shibuki Tensei, creating a celestial body that would become known as the moon. What? Oh, so that's why Infinite Tsukiyomi would work. Because it's literally Kaguya who transformed into the Ten Tails to fight her sons sealed in the moon in order to guard the demonic statue, the outer path inside. So is she still alive then? Because they just sealed her away. Because according to how seals work in this series, I think she's still alive. And I assume this demonic statue is the one thing that Pain and Madara were trying to sacrifice all the Jinchurikis to, right? To activate the Ten Tails. Yep, there it is. Okay. They're mortal? Well, I assume because she gave birth to a bum-ass hick in like Alabama, so I guess that makes sense. Okay. This isn't reframing of history. Obviously it's not, but I don't know. Maybe this is like the dumbest take in the world, but if you're summoning the demonic statue from the moon in the middle of a world war, I don't think that's meant to bring peace. Especially since the demonic statue is literally the manifestation of a chick who was mad at becoming a bum and was mad about being sacrificed for no reason other than just like to bear strong fruit for her clan. That she betrayed them, killed one of her associates, used him as sacrifice, ate the fruit, became god of the universe for damn near like a couple hundred years, and then was clapped up and sealed up into the moon that he's going to use as a mirror to then repeat all the whatever. Madara came up with the Eye of the Moon plan. And what's this? Wasn't this basically just what Kaguya did, was to put everybody under a genjutsu to believe that they're under peace? That's it, right? Oh, okay, so it is what I thought then. It's literally just what Kaguya did. And since Kaguya is the fucking moon, and Black Zetsu is a creation of Kaguya, all they'd have to do is just make Madara believe he has full control over it, make him completely forget that Kaguya is the moon, and then, boom, everyone watch Zetsu, and the plan resumes as if it was normal. Because the reason why it stopped was because Kaguya turned off the White Zetsu Infinite Tsukiyomi plan, and instead gave birth to her sons, who then sealed her. So, does that mean that everyone is able to be turned into White Zetsu by default? Like, it's like bred into them, like baked into their DNA, because Kaguya did it so long ago, and we are all descendants of our previous ancestors from thousands of years ago, or at minimum 1,000 years. He said a millennium, which, by the way, that's fucking insane. How is it only 1,000 years ago all this shit happened? Only 1,000 years? Are you serious? This isn't like some prehistory shit. It's only 1,000 years it's happened. That's insane. It's not enough time to develop. Like if you think about it, that's like what, like 5, 7 generations? No, man. Well, I assume if I think about it logically, 1,000 years ago, like motherfuckers was like bathing with their own piss. So I guess it's not that astonishing to think about, but that's still crazy for like this time period specifically. But I guess what makes sense as to why I guess we still have white Zetsu DNA embedded in all of us in Shinobi World, because like it didn't happen that long ago in comparison to like events like, I don't know, the formation of the sun. But then again, if this was how the moon was made, you could also assume and imply for everything in this universe that because someone could be so powerful that they can just rewrite history to its own will, that anything and everything they see in the Naruto universe could just be made up. It could be anything. Like water, it's not water because it's hydrogen oxygen molecules bonding. It's because of one of the shark deities way back then that gave Zabuza and Kiwame his power from the Akatsuki clan. It's because he got tired of just like living in water and decided to like sacrifice himself to the water gods, take a piss, and then he got fucking killed by the fire god. Like anything could be anything. That's why does that exist? Okay, so it's cool in the essence of like the amount of infinite possibility that can go on, but it's frustrating in that they decided to use and utilize this, for lack of better words, open world design for the end of the series. And I watched at least 70% of the Great War arc in Naruto, and none of this shit was exposed to me. So they dropped all this shit in the last 30 to 20% of the Great War arc in Shippuden, which is about like 20, 30 episodes. Like that's insane. They should have built this up. They should have like dropped hints like, oh, what is a Kaguya? What the hell? Or they should have gone like, what? Why is the moon so weirdly bright today? Oh, you don't know the legend? Well, apparently, some old bitches up there with some evil powers. Ooh, it's like, shut up, Dad. And then you come later, 100 episodes down the line. Oh wait, that motherfucker was right. Like, would that be like so cool? But nah, I feel like they have to like. Like I'm more looking into this. Like this could have been like a massively cool reveal if they just gave any hints throughout the series. Like I'm not talking about like hints like Black Zetsu exists, or hints like Madara exists, or hints that, you know, Chakra itself or Rinnegan existing or Sharingan existing. That isn't enough of a hint, right? A hint big enough to imply that there's things bigger than what we see in this world, and that they are being controlled by other puppet strings that move things accordingly. Like the Leaf Village wouldn't exist today if Kaguya didn't just feel nice one day and turn off her genjutsu. Sharingan is a descendant of Kaguya's decision to sin against the Ukutsuki clan and eat the chakra fruit, which is a sacrifice of Ishiki, right? So it's just one of those things. It's funny. Originally, this was supposed to be me reading chapter 7 through 10, but I got into this rabbit hole, and now I don't want to get out. I want to finish reading the Gatru description here. Holy moly. Where was that? Oh, seeding planets. Seeding planets with juvenile tentacles which grow into trees, sucking up the life of the planets. This is interesting, right? So basically what this tells me is that their main source for being omnipotent is planting these tentacle equivalents into other planets, absorbing their powers, and then sacrifice one of their own to actually make it peak. It's a life hack, bro. Like I feel like a funny equivalent to this would be like, you have the ability to absorb all of the positive prowess of any anthill nearby, and then you just like, I don't know, kill your brother or something, and now you have all of the positive prowess, all the attributes, 10 times, 100 times your strength you can lift up. You have the ability to basically telepathically communicate with anybody of your community species. You have the ability to just construct shit out of your will. You have the ability to just, you know, forge anything, you know, all that shit, and you just become an ant and that's it, right? Obviously, there are a lot easier things this could be used for, you know? Oh, the exterior shell as well. But you also get to keep your powers, because it says update and evolve. So They get to keep the power that they currently have, just kill one of their brothers, and they get to update their shit like it's fucking Windows 10. The anime Victor was able to create an artificial tree using a sample of the remnants of the Four Shinobi World Wars God Tree, a cell of Harishima. Man, it's only this fucking first Hokage nigga. This motherfucker is involved in everything, bro. Like everything. He gets revived like every second episode. His DNA is part of the reason why the whole world is falling apart. Madara has a hate boner against him because he lost or some battle, some shit. Like everything. And I mean everything is always coming back to this man. I get it. He's hot, but like, come on. Leave him alone. Let him die in peace, all right? Jesus. He himself was hailed as the god of Shinobi for his unmatched ninja. Leave him alone, man. God. Trivia. The god tree bears similarities to certain motifs that are present in religious mythologies throughout the world. How far am I getting to Kaguya's? Oh my god, this look at Kaguya's. Man, I'm gonna be drinking fucking fluids of. Is that Sakura? Like I said, Naruto and Sasuke says Kaguya, but Sakura's right here. Wait, so Kaguya got sealed again? As Team 7 prepared for quite possibly final mission, they launched a group attack that, with well-coordinated efforts from their respective abilities, landed a group blow on the princess. I don't know if she's a princess anymore. She seemed like she's a a literal deity. Like she made chakra. I don't know if she's a princess, guys. Come on. Hey, is this Masashi? Is this... Wait, this combined with Be Left? Okay. In a separate dimension, resulted in both being permanently eliminated as threats to Shinobi World. Damn, this bitch gets fucking clapped again. 1,000 years ago, she gives birth to her sons. They clap her ass up, seal her in a ball. 1,000 years later, some random ass ninjas from a random ass village. Wouldn't this mean that they should be the new Sanin? They literally killed a god. What's a man to a god? They should be the new legendary Sanin in Boruto. Where's their props at? I don't see anyone praising Team 7 as a team. Why is Sakura like some housewife? What is going on? If Sakura can punch a fucking... This is why I'm saying she's like a top 10, top 15 shinobi, even in Boruto's time scaling. Again, before Bobotsuki, Dudutsuki, Shitsuki came out. If she was able to do this, why isn't she like at Tsunade level, where she's just like S rank, S plus rank, leading missions and shit like that? Did she choose to be a housewife? No. I'm not taking that narrative out of the way. They purposely wrote her to being a housewife after doing this shit. Doing this? She's a house. Seriously? That's like having Sasuke be a deadbeat dad. Oh, wait, he is. That's a horrible example. I don't understand. Like, you have another character, as strong as she is, and you just... Oh, I'm a fucking god, man. This bitch is supposed to be a fucking god with the power of 10 tails and the chocolate food she ate 1,000 years ago, and she's getting collected by Naruto Shadow Clone. Okay, dude. Despite Kaguya's genuine desire to bring forth peace, no. This wasn't a genuine desire. This bitch hated the world. Yeah, she is literally like... You know when Nicki Minaj said, all you bitches is my sons? Well, Kaguya is just Nicki Minaj in this instance. It's very funny. Long story short, she's a cock. Can we agree with that? Kaguya is the clock. Okay, now with all that lore off the way, holy shit, that's too much information for my brain. Let's get back to chapter 7. No, actually, I'm not reading this. I gotta go to work this morning. It is, you can see the time here. It is 6:11 a.m. All right, man. I'm going to work, okay? With all this knowledge and information, maybe somewhere in the future, I can appreciate this show. I probably won't. I'm going to be honest. It's probably going to make me hate the show even more. Oh! But now I officially watch all of Shippuden with that knowledge now, and I feel much smarter. So yeah. All right. We are at chapter 7 now. And man, this has been quite a journey. I know I said I wouldn't read it, but here we are reading it. It's 6 a.m. Maybe I have a thing of reading things at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. or 8, whatever. I have a schedule, okay? And we're going to stick to it. We're going to see this through to the end. We're going to read the chapter 10, okay? No matter what happens, we're going to make it chapter 10 in this section. We are going to do it. And if we don't do it, I will make it a 20. There you go. All right. last time we left off, which I don't have to recap for you because you watched the video. It's for myself here because I haven't read this like 2-3 days. We are now going to pick up Naruto after getting kidnapped by the Okutsuki clan descendant members, who kidnapped him in an instant. Now, we got spoiled by the Wikipedia article arc we went on, and apparently Boruto beats the out of Momenshiki Bobishiki, the Okutsuki clan members. I give up on the names. And we're going to see that fall into a pattern. Let's go! The 4 Kage have teamed up to fight against a descendant of a god. What's a man to a... I'm not going to look up those lyrics. I'm never looking up those lyrics. We're just going to stick with the fact that I'm remembering from what I saw on TikTok one time. You know what's crazy? I mentioned this before, but Boruto getting his whole cheating scandal fiasco forgiven, and Naruto completely forgetting the fact that he was going to punish his son because he cheated. We're just forgetting about that entirely because he got kidnapped and he's sort of washed. Well, I can't even say he's washed, right? Because again, these are what's a man to a god type of moments, so it's kind of hard to balance out where he's at in comparison to Zim. But at the same time, we're about to see Boruto just wipe house, so I guess we technically say that Boruto is stronger than a god. Because, well, he's one of them. Well, he's going to be very soon. Aww. It's like he learned from Sasuke what it means to be a true parent, and he's teaching his own dad how to be a real parent. That's so adorable. If only he learned it from somewhere else, I would actually appreciate this moment, but, you know, okay, am I criticizing literally every single drop of ink that has been made and serialized from this manga? Yes, but that is coming from the fact that Naruto and Shippuden were put at such a high standard. No, I think Naruto's a solid 7.5 and Shippuden's a solid 7. It just, whatever. We're moving on. I'm going to keep ranting and doing in circles and circles and circles. I've noticed I did that in my last video, my last segment whatsoever, so we're just going to keep trying to move straight forward here. Sasuke getting his rematch. Let's go. I forgot he has one arm. Wait, how come Sasuke only has one arm, but Naruto has his like arm, but it's kind of bandaged? I thought they both lost their arms. Someone cut through the entire tree branch that Sasuke was cut in? Or was it him? Did he? No, he didn't do it. You got this little notification message. Who cut the tree branch? Oh my god. What a monster. This guy was kind of a threat. This guy had like massive potential back in Shippuden. I remember him. I don't know if they're that. You can't shit talk and say they're weak when you're like flying in the air after being punched from a bait and switch. Like my man got tossed up like an alley-oop and Sasuke's about to slam it down like prime LeBron James, Dwayne Wade in Boston. That's crazy. Lava release. I want to see this anime. It actually looks sick. Surely that's not all it took, right? Surely. Well, okay, so I'm going to admit this, right? The reason why I'm saying that Naruto's washed, quote unquote, because we saw it in the up leading to him getting kidnapped, was that Naruto could counter this entirely, but that would mean he would wipe out the entire stadium. So then that begs the question, if our androgynous king here can wipe out half the stadium with like a power bomb he just casually flicked at his Foreseers, then what the hell would Naruto do if he countered a nuke? There's old Sasuke, I know. Look at that angle. That angle's magnificent. Now, the hair flipping in the back a little bit, you know, maybe it's a bit too much, but so far, I like this look. This look is solid. If you can just maintain and keep this look, if Sasuke can just keep this angle the entire manga, I think it'd be top 3 of manga ranked 5 out of 10. Okay. Everybody's getting some action, you know? Okay. Wait, you can't be serious, right? That's your one weakness? Is your pure counter? Seriously? You made a nuke. What do you mean? Didn't he make... Am I like forgetting? He made a literal... He created a death ball equivalent on his hand, charging. How did he... You don't just do that casually.
What the hell are you talking about?
Bro, What the hell are you talking about? So he's gonna sacrifice his brother just like Vegeta did to Nappa, just chuck him in the air. Except if Vegeta absorbed Nappa's powers and became like 10 feet tall. That'd be crazy if he actually did that. That'd be fucking insane. So it is what I thought. Okay. So that makes it even more depressed with the Kaguya Lore arc that Ishiki was actually a sacrifice. That sucks. But that basically tells me that this dude literally gets hard countered by just beating him up. That's it? You just gotta know his technique and you just beat his ass relentlessly? That's all it is? Why didn't they just start beating him up? Why did they let him do this? Wait, let's just try to assume the time scale with this happened. Let's see. Okay, so your partner's already been reduced to 6 after your defeat. Is that your child? I see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 seconds. Okay, they couldn't really defeat him like 10 to 20 seconds, right? Because like I'll read exactly like the pacing, what he'd say it, and you can time me. Editor, Megalo, which is me, Megalo. Try to put a timer up and see how long this will take, okay? Ready? Go. Your partner's already been reduced to that state, except your defeat. Is that your child? Fox? I see. You seem to be shouldering quite an interesting fate. Huh? I pity you, Fox. Even though you have all that power, you have no way of passing it on to your next generation.
What the hell are you talking about?
Stay back, Boruto! I'll show you just how my clan does it. Impossible! Well, how long was that? Right? That's how much time realistically it would take. Because I'm assuming at this speed, like this impact frame, it's like Mach speed. And assuming like the moment he comes to him, he's already a fruit shape. Yeah, this man like got materialized, metastasized instantly. You know, is that a word? Metastasized? Whatever. Regardless, it was too fast to counter, so therefore, this is a realistic scenario. Therefore, Boruto, hey, I can't talk too much crap about you in this situation because it seems realistic. Now, eating your brother doesn't, but then again, they're demigods, blah, 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 whatever. We've seen a whole arc. Too late. What, now he can fight? Let me get this straight. You have to kill your brother to fucking fight? Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Like, I get it. The Kage, like, either the strongest, like, one of the top 3 strongest in their village. I get that. And fighting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Kage plus Sasuke. Reminds you of the plus mark meme. It's kind of hard, but you kidnap Naruto. So, in like 2 seconds. So, you have the power to do this, obviously. But for some reason, you just needed, hey, you know what? It is what it is. Fox, you're next. Things are still getting worse as Calamity emerges. The battle intensifies. You know, this is just... like, the reason why this is too much is that all this hair and there's horns. So there's a massive bald spot here. Actually, there's no bald spot. It's just, you know how our face is and the facial hair grows like on this part, but everything else is like kind of bare in our face? That's how it is here. So everything else around us is just, like if you try to imagine his head, this horn is like fully encapsulated all the way around, basically. It's like a ginormous just bald spot. There's like random patches of hair. So it just looks like kind of weird, I guess. But I guess because the other dude had a horn, it would kind of transfer him having 2 of them, technically speaking. He's also had little baby, little like antlers going on right here. Hey, these little baby antlers going on here. Now I can't tell whether or not that's his hair or not, but he had this going on. So giving him the horns kind of makes sense. They went a little OD on the ink, obviously. The robes. Like, what is this? Is this his waist? If this is his waist, why don't you just make him naked at this point, really? Like, it just... I get it's supposed to show off him being a... Wait a minute. Okay. If this is his leg, then is this his... This is his leg? Just this? It's being covered, right? Let me see. So it's here. We see the whole outline here. The leg is like right about. So it's like here and then there, right? He's a really skinny dude. But this, it's here, and then this. Oh, okay. So it covers it. So it doesn't go here, here. It's just like the outlining is very covered weird because all the cape is dropping here. So I assume it's the same way. But like, no, but the way it hard stops here makes it look like the leg's like only this small, right? You know what I'm saying, right? It's like if the hell? I'm so confused. Because where would no, this has to be the end of the leg. Because they're insinuating it stops here. Because if you wanted to do this, you would imply that it's going up. Because it should be here to here. So it should be like that. But they're implying it stops right here in the middle of his hips, which is not true because the hip should be to there because that's where his body lands. And by the way, if the bottom of his hip is here, he's a long ass torso, one long leg, one little peg leg here, and the longest arms in NBA history. What is wingspan? It's like a 39-mile wingspan. What is Jesus, man? What the hell? Oh, all right. Is this Twink Death? That's got to be. This is Twink Death, huh? All right. So, hey, for all you Montana viewers, if you eat out your brother, you become black. I don't know what to tell you. It sounds like a horrible situation here, but there you go. I don't know what that rant was about, but it just threw me off because, like, you see how. So, like, you look at it now, like, the leg is just here, but the waist will stop here. So the leg should be like this, but the leg stops here instead of doing this. So it should be outwards. But they're trying to do the inward, like, floating pose. Because the cape is floating this way, makes like the leg is smaller than what it is. Born from despair, at last, the new TV adaptation has been announced. 8th chapter of the monthly series arrives of a color cover and 44 pages. See, like, this shit looks immaculate, like the androgyny king of all time. But, like, trying to logistically think about the horns here, why wouldn't they be in front of his head so he can have all the hair? Because if they're not in front of his head, then, like, again, he has a massive bald spot there. Or there's just no hair there at all. What's a man to a guy? He's putting in some work right now. Wow, look at that. So they're trying to cop out and tell me that the horns don't interrupt with his hair pattern, his hair flow. It's just immaculately. He has a pristine back head of hair, but look at it from the front. The horns are massive now. I'm not an artist. I can't critique this all the way, but I'm just like, I'm wondering, like, why wouldn't they be like up here? Is it because it'd be too noisy with the Rinnegan on top of his forehead as well? But, like, the whole design is noisy, so I don't even know, like, why you wouldn't just bother doing that anyway, you know? Whatever. Or just give him a mohawk. A mohawk would be sick. Damn, they got kicked. Oh my god! Soy! It's the what's this shit called? Fuck, what's that movie called? It's the Front Lotus! Oh my god, it's a Naruto reference! You kick him up! You zip behind him and toss him down with a counter! Oh, baby! But Naruto saw it coming and transformed into a Pokemon. And they did it right back to him. Wow. Now, this is some Lob City shit, you know? Chris Paul to DeAndre Jordan, baby, on top of Brandon Knight. Megalo. Anuko Takeru no Mikito. What does that mean? I want to look that up, actually. What the hell is that? Is that a Ten Tails reincarnation? That motherfucker looks ugly. Ew. Oh my god, we get to see Susanoo armor covered Kurama. Oh my god, Soy. I will say, whenever they got to doing like Susanoo or like basically Power Ranger size monster fights, It kind of got ridiculous. I know it's transitioning from JoJo's Part 2 to JoJo's Part 3 is like, oh, they're using stands now, so they're actually fighting. It's kind of crazy. But you could excuse the stands for JoJo because like they're like reasonably sized. These are just Omega monsters, like skyscrapers, sky tower size. Like they're massively huge. Kind of like makes it a mecha base. This is a mecha fight. This is a mecha fight. Oda! Oh my god, these motherfuckers, bro. If you don't get these fucking Redditors out of here, throw them in jail, please. You just throw them in jail. They conspired with, what is again, the Prime Minister's son to make him their own experiment for their... Okay, so I have a problem with this. This is how they're going to be able... This is going to be their Goku given Cell Senzu Bean type moment, right? Because what he's going to do is going to absorb the chakra from this move and then be able to have a phase 2. If you're going to do this, don't have us see Naruto and Sasuke team up and have this immaculate mecha fight and they have Sasano Kurama just destroying this guy like in almost a couple blows, right? Don't let us have that moment. Don't let us save it. That moment was amazing. This was like, it's beautiful. It's immaculate. I almost wanted to praise your chapter because I didn't have anything too bad to criticize it, you know, minus a little bit of critique on the form of, your boy over there. But besides that, it was good so far. And then this is how you're going to climax this? This? No, please, come on, man. Come on, man. Don't do this. Oh my god. Because I was wondering, like, how does Boruto get involved in this? Because it says Boruto kills Momoshiki. But how? And this is how we do it, huh? So let's predict, okay? We have either A, when she's gonna just put his hand out, absorb all the chakra, get back up, have his full health bar revitalized, like it's like some boss fight, and then get ready for round 2. The music starts kicking in, and he's ready to kick ass. And not only that, but since Naruto and Sasuke's chakra completely depleted and drained out, they can't do what they just did again. Because, as you may or may not know, producing a mecha at that size, at that magnitude, takes a decent amount of chakra. Hence why when they were fighting Shippuden, they were like basically just exhausted and breathing heavy. So, also, who let them get this far? Also, how do they even get this far? How? How do they get here? Sasuke and the 5 Kage of Boruto teleported here. And you telling me this Reddit nerd got here just in time when the fight ended, when the fight could have been max like what, 20, 40 minutes. If it took him 20 to 40 minutes to get here and he can't fly, he can't jump trees, well, he's just some regular ass ninja scientist, army scientist basically, why didn't they just do the same? By the way, I know, right? You had to immediately go save Boruto to restore peace in the nation, blah, blah, blah. But why isn't he locked up? I am so serious. Why the hell is he not locked up? Are we forgetting what he did? Not only did he like supersede the rules and laws that I may not agree with, that Boruto placed for the shooting exam, he also used his son as an experiment. He could have been killed using that weapon. That wasn't tested. That wasn't vetted. No one knew anything about the weapon besides the science department. It wasn't... Fuck, man. We were almost done with this chapter and I loved it. This is going to be my favorite chapter. I was going to say, you know what? I gave Boruto a bad rap. This was really good so far. The fights are pretty cool. I actually want to see this fight animated. I was going to say all that. And then this panel happened. This... Yep, stand up, fully regenerated, get his chakra back. I love flashbacks like this. Like perfectly describe what we're about to see. Okay. Boruto, I want you to listen to me. They are dangerous, but knowing that there is a reason I'm bringing you along. The 5 Kages now should have no problem defeating them. But if the worst would happen and things don't go quite as planned, for example, if some of us should fall in battle, or hypothetically, every last one of us are helpless facing death, if that time should come, then you must act, Boruto. There's no choice. This is something that only you can do. Believe in me, your master, and carry out the plan. Well, again, I still can't believe they're insinuating that this is going to be a full head of hair. It can't be. Look how far deep the horn goes. Look how No, hello, because that would mean it like goes down to here at least. So it's like this is the circumference of the horn. Hello. No, sweetie. Uncle? I got no choice. Doesn't the Rasengan make noise? With his father's and master's words in his heart, everything is in Boruto's hand. The fierce battle reaches its climax. What's a man to a... No! Why would you scream when you're throwing your tiny little projectile at the guy who's about to kill 5 leaders of 5 different nations? Boruto, this is like shooting the game-winning shot and then saying, called and turning around running the other direction. You don't know if it went in yet. Why are you celebrating? You don't know if it's gonna land. Why are you saying shit, bro? Jesus. The Rasengan? You'd have been better off hiding away somewhere. It appears you still don't understand how futile your attacks are. That is actually a good point. I agree with balding foreign guy over here. Wait, did it vaporize and come around and go back to hit him in the back? Yep, there it is. Wow. I actually called it. It disappeared, vaporized, came back around, hit him in the back. Like the kunai he practiced with Sasuke. It went all the way around him. He didn't see it. Amazing. How the hell did you learn that? Okay, you know what? Hey. I know I was just shitting on chapter 8. But I like that. That's very witty, very smart of Boruto. I didn't even think of that. He can only counter what he sees. That's a hard limit to what he can counter. Now, again, that's very, very few attacks that are like basically invisible. Let's be honest. Like, if you can make an invisible attack, you spend most of your time making an attack invisible and necessarily strong. So therefore, it kind of makes it like not as powerful. But you know, where did I learn that from? Elden Ring. Look at Elden Ring's scaling with the invisible sorcery versus regular sorcery. Like, it's not even close. The disappearing Rasengan. Okay, alright, okay, guys. You know what? Hey, it's time for me to be humble. 30 million hours in the story. Another part of development that I liked in this manga. They have built up something and it paid off. Beautiful. And I was right. He did master it in like 3 days. I was actually right. My time scaling, immaculately matched. Could I have Googled that beforehand and then said it right there to make it seem like I was smart? Yes, but I didn't do that. You have to trust me. Guys, can you make sure he's incapacitated before you start celebrating? Stick, let it hit. Wow, it's the real thing. Look at that, Boruto. You can be just like your father. Well, actually, don't be like your father. Look at that, they're bonding. Oh my god. Guys, look, they're bonding. And with the power of them bonding and friendship, they can make the spirit bomb disappearing Rasengan, the one that Jiraiya put into Kabuto's throat with Naruto fighting for the end. Let's go, baby. Is that a oh, that's Neji. Oh my god, bro. Neji's death is crazy. This motherfucker got like chucked in half by some wood. Oh my god. Oh, they're doing a flashback of everything. Oh, it's so wholesome. If I remember correctly, this fight led to Sasuke winning and he just left, right? That's what happened? This is so long ago, holy shit. This is it! The culmination of everything! Put it together, guys! Come on! Let's go! Oh my, that's so big. Jesus Christ. This weight. It's so heavy. For him to have put this much into it, how much does he... I'm not planning on losing. No pressure, but you better not. Because if you lose, my fella, then the world is done for. The entire world. If he doesn't beat Momoshiki right here, and those 5 leaders get axed, then the whole world is done for. Obviously, there are more villages that didn't get represented into the tuning exams, but you know what I mean. If developed nations, head leaders, head admirals, military leaders got axed instantly. There's no other defense as strong or perennial. We're done for. This is the equivalent. So no pressure, Boruto, but you know, it doesn't matter. Sweet. How many jutsu that big you can make? You understand the situation? We only got one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. Let's go. I'm getting so hyped for this moment, man. It all led up to this. Let's go, baby. Goes up. He pulls a Vegeta, distracts him, and now it's time to strike. Oh my god, who do you think you are? The fourth Hokage? You think you're the Flash, buddy? You think you're the yellow Flash over here? Oh my. This is like, I keep doing basketball comparisons. I watch a lot of basketball. This is like if a modern day player did a skyhook. It's like random. It's like, who the hell do you think you are? You insolent brat. Wait, where'd the ball go? Oh, there it is. No, this this just looks crazy, man. Wait, what the hell am I looking at? Jesus, man. What? This one was decoy too? Do it, Boruto. Like, bruh. 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 Did he just say the N-word? Oh, is that how Naruto's arm got messed up? He used a Rasengan and blew his arm up? But wouldn't it take off his arm? Whatever, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care. I don't care. Haha. You when your girl when she wants the you. He pulled it off. Impressive. It wasn't just his powers he passed down, but his will and his spirit. Momenshiki has been completely and utterly crushed. I like that chapter. I don't know, man. That's kind of cool. A little bit. I didn't have that much to say, I'm gonna be honest. I know I'm the Boruto hater, but like, it was, kind of clean. Again, we're not gonna try to understand how he managed to maneuver such massive continent busting powerball like that. We're not gonna talk about that. No. Because I feel like if we do, we'd have to realize that he hasn't used a Rasengan other than like a small grenade one since like a week ago. Or even like a week ago. So him being able to do this wouldn't make any sense. He should probably die here. But we're not going to talk about that because the more I do think about that, the more I go, oh, well. Actually, wait. Actually, we are going to talk about that. Actually, no, let's. Okay, so first of all, Naruto putting that much chakra into a Rasengan either means that is damn near 20 to 30% of his remaining chakra he had, because he has to have enough to, stand around and survive, obviously, right? When he got finished giving Boruto that chakra, he basically just like fell to his knees. He didn't necessarily collapse, but he fell to his knees. So he basically gave his all. With the whole montage of Jiraiya, the yellow Flash, Minato. Wait, is Minato's name, right? Yeah, Minato there, Kabuto getting clapped up, Neji dying, all that nostalgia kicking in, imbuing into this massive ball big enough to be a 3-story house in California. And when Boruto was wielding it, it assumed that either A, since the original form of that Rasengan was Boruto's, he could technically control it. So I guess the best way to try to mechanically understand what happened here is, I'm guessing what happened was that Boruto dropped his mini baby disappearing Rasengan that we saw he used once. And that was the steering mechanism. That was the steering wheel, that was the steering hard drive and everything. And basically the car, the vehicle, the varnish that the steering wheel and steering mechanism was covered in was an 18-wheeler truck. If you make it as likely or as similar to the pre-steering in an 18-wheeler truck, there is almost no learning gap. You can just instantly transition one way to another. Now, the other part I would love to even think about is a ball this massive to the point where it was making noise when it was being formed all the way up here. Let me see. It's causing all this wind, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's making a lot of noise. How did Momoshiki not hear it? Unless when Boruto made a clone, when Sasuke went and did the yellow flash moment like Minato did, then where did he go? Right? Did he go behind him the entire time while he's making his massive noise? This is basically just like a concert, and he's holding a concert in his hand, decibel wise. Like, this is like the equivalent of a helicopter. He has his hand. Like, how do you not hear that? Even if you're like fighting Sasuke in Boruto's clone, you don't hear a helicopter like right around you. You don't hear a helicopter disappear from the place that you saw it originally forming at. And also, you don't think about why they're attacking you the moment they have the helicopter noise, big death ball right over this kid's head. Is Momoshiki not realizing that he just either avoids this attack or is able to counter completely? He can just win the entire ordeal. Now, I know Sasuke is enough of a formidable foe that him as a distraction enough would be enough to cause him to second guess himself and fully distract himself and pay attention to Sasuke. Because Sasuke can't use any ninjutsu, so he has to get close enough to attack him, so therefore he has to counter it directly. And I get that part, right? That makes sense. But then you got here, this pops up, right? This loud as poof. So it either means it was instantaneously, which I think was what happened, right? What happened was Sasuke attacked him, he got hit. The moment he got hit, Boruto instantaneously popped the clone into the sword and then attacked him. He did his whole villain monologue speech, which, by the way, at this point, I have a question for you, buddy. What's a man to a gut? But yeah, logistically, it isn't like as thorough as it could be, given, you know, the helicopter noise death ball going on here. But at the end of the day, was it a wonderful moment? Yes. I give it a solid 7. Okay, this is a solid 7. I didn't like this very much. This panel, I don't really particularly care that much about, but it's still a solid 7 for me. I did like the chapter. Probably my favorite chapter, probably, so far. And let's see if... Do I even want to read the final one? Do I want to read this one? I ended the arc. No, that's it. I ended the arc. Why don't I don't read the chapter 10 anymore? I was only going to do up to the end of this arc. And there it says right there, the versus Momoshiki arc concludes. It's time for Boruto to embark on a new journey. The 10th chapter of the super popular monthly series comes at you with a color opening and 44 pages. Yeah, I can end it here. Wow, guys, what a journey. If you made it this far, you have mental illness. And you know what? That's okay, because I also have mental illness for even reading this much anyway. My consensus on Boruto, I still don't like it that much, I'm gonna be honest. Those last 2 chapters bump it up from a 4 to a 5, but it's still a 5 out of 10 from its best chapters. And it only gets worse from here. I've heard people say it gets worse from here. I've seen the arcs after this and it gets worse from here. And also they're implying that there are villains stronger than Momoshiki in the future, which literally cannot be true. But they're implying that heavily because, you know, as time goes on, Boruto gets stronger, so therefore the enemies naturally get stronger by default. But again, I can't believe that is true because we have seen Momoshiki's power scale. We have seen the lore behind who the Okutsuki clan was and how powerful they are. Unless you're going to tell me that they weren't that powerful in the first place, then either you should have made this arc the last arc in the series or like the third or second one, which would have like compounded the power scaling. Otherwise, are we ever going to see a villain summon the 5 Kage like Madara did again? Are we going to see this? No, we're not going to see that again. It's basically going to be like Boruto just soloing the whole universe at this point. Because he's going to get the Kami, because he's going to get the Kama implanted into him via Momoshiki, because he killed Momoshiki and now he's going to get that into him. So therefore he's going to become a viable candidate to be sacrificed to the Sentinel tree, which then makes him elite genetics. You know, so a lot going on here. I'd argue almost too much. But yeah, going forward from here on out, I'm not going to read this much. It's going to be a special occasion, obviously. I'm not going to read this much stuff. You know, this is like 500, 600 pages I read. But for the future, you know, hey, baby, you know, keep on grinding, keep on shining, keep on doubling, doing triple timing. Hey, all right. If you didn't make it this far for real, though, like, yo, you are a true OG. I don't know how you did it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how I did it either. This took me about, yeah, it took me 4 days to get to this point. 4 days. I mean, not really 4 days holistically. If we're being honest, I spent about 1 to 3 hours a day either editing or reading this. So if we're doing 1 to 3 hours average, what's that? What's the average? Like 1.5 hours times 4? That's like 6 hours of manpower alone on doing this. So, you know, hey, baby. All right. And, you know, it's done. I've did it. This is probably like one of the biggest accomplishments I ever did, like research wise for any video. So, you know, I will say I'm the greatest of all time, man. You know, hey. You don't have to say. I'll say it for myself. I'm pretty good. So my next venture on the docket, I have One Punch Man. I have not Yu Yu Hakusho exactly, but there's some other show I want to read for sure. Because I like this format, and also I get to just rant about random bullshit for no reason. So, all right, guys, this is it, man. See you. It's been quite a long time. Goodbye.